Something happens when you hear history from someone who was there to experience it, to live it. You stop seeing cities as names on a map, and you start seeing people, families, stories, and resilience. This day in Mostar, Bosnia and Herzegovina changed us, and it might just change the way you think about travel too. Our first friend we met in Bosnia. Hi, baby.
Like no paparazzi.
We're almost at Mostar. Traveling to a new place is like dating. You know within the first 10-15 minutes if you're gonna like a place or not. You just have that gut feeling. Having traveled to a lot of places and traveled a lot recently, it's like a first impression when you're dating. We just arrived in Mostar, Bosnia, and already people are helping us get to our hostel. People are seeing if we need help. It's so lively, it's so fun. I just have this feeling that I'm gonna love it, and often that's right. It can be proven wrong, but often it's right. Good morning from Mostar, Bosnia. We arrived here last night. We're in our hostel. We have a private room, which is such a luxury.
But it was very cheap, that's why.
Oh, yeah. And I didn't know we were getting a private room, so I just showed up last night. And I was like, yay!
So we both was like,
it was a nice surprise.
But I booked it.
We're just getting ready this morning because this hostel is very known for a tour that someone who works in the hostel and owns the hostel.
Miriam. A hostel Miriam.
It's Miran himself.
It's Miriam.
This hostel is known for a really, really good tour that Miran himself, this is Hostel Miran, takes you on. And we didn't realize it's like a full day, but it's like a 6 to 8 hour tour day where you go around to different sites, you go around to some villages nearby, go in a place to swim. And it was 55 euros, but it's a full day experience. We get breakfast. We literally can see people coming out for breakfast downstairs. So we're gonna head down there now, and then we're gonna go on the tour.
Yeah, we'll bring you along with us.
Yeah. I'm excited. Last night we arrived and the vibes of Mostar were so amazing. People were helping us get to the hostel. Mm-hmm. We stopped for food that was a huge meal for two of us for 13 euro.
The picture. Literally all of this food, so delicious, so fresh.
Incredible.
Like, was $6 each.
Yeah, 13 euro. Like, it was insane.
Mm-hmm.
So far Mostar has been amazing. We've been here for 12 hours and it's gonna be a good day.
Breakfast.
Yeah, let's go. We actually started off the day on a more somber note. We had the opportunity to hear firsthand stories from our tour guide Miran himself about his experience here in Mostar during the Bosnian War and even fighting in the war, experiencing unimaginable things for any human, from losing his loved ones unexpectedly in front of his eyes to dealing with the aftermath of this violence mentally and his physical injuries. It was extremely powerful to hear these stories from Miran himself, and we don't take that for granted. This morning, our guide shared some extremely hard and personal stories about his experience here in Bosnia during the war, and it was quite remarkable to hear firsthand from someone who had some of those really horrible experiences, and I just feel really lucky to have heard those stories from him. And now we're visiting Blagaj, which is a place where there are two palaces, one up on the mountain and one down below. Tucked into the cliffs just outside of Mostar is one of the most peaceful places in all of Bosnia. Blagaj. And right along the river, you'll find a beautiful white building pressed against the rock face. This is Blagaj Tekia, a monastery that dates all the way back to the 16th century. It was built by Islamic mystics known as Sufis who came here to meditate beside the powerful spring of the Bung River, which is in fact one of the strongest springs in all of Europe. This whole area is deeply spiritual and is still used today for religious practices. But even if you're not here for those reasons or for the history of it all, the views alone make it so worth it. Between the emerald water, the stone cliffs, and the centuries-old architecture, it honestly looks like something out of a fantasy novel. And I know I say that a lot, but this really does. And we're just sitting by a lovely little stream of incredibly aquamarine colored water. We're gonna have a Bosnian coffee. Okay, so spoon out a small amount of the foam into the cup.
Yep. You want a little, and yep, into the cup. You want a little bit with every thing of coffee you have. Like every, okay, no, that's enough because every sip of coffee you want to have some foam.
Okay.
Okay, and then you're gonna pour the coffee into the cup.
Pour it straight in.
Yep. Okay, good. And then you put bite a little bit of the sugar cube and hold it under your tongue. And it should melt while you're drinking the coffee. And now you drink the coffee. Have any other thoughts than
This is like a textural experience.
Because you're supposed to kind of
Let it melt.
the sugar.
Yum. It's quite exciting as a coffee lover because you really get the bitterness of the coffee at the same time as the sweetness of the coffee.
Yeah.
And you experience both. Like you experience a bit of the bitterness first, and then because the sugar kind of melts and it's a little bit under your tongue, you get that sweetness after.
And it's a sip, your water, you got a water, as you drink your coffee, so each mouthful is a new experience.
Let's do it again. I'm excited. Very good coffee.
You're supposed to have your water in between each mouthful.
Each mouthful of this?
Yeah, so that each is a new experience.
But the sugar will go away.
You're supposed to keep biting sugar.
Keep biting sugar.
Yeah.
Where's some more sugar? This is like a whole coffee experience.
Oh, it tastes good.
I almost fell in.
Oh, sorry. I've seen something like that. Because your body must be cool.
What's it? How do you say it?
Okusno.
Akusno.
Ooh.
Ukusno?
Yeah.
Ukusno.
I'm eating a fig for the first time. I have homemade blueberry juice. I'm hiking up to a castle in this city that is completely handmade stone by stone. Life is good. A little farther on, and about 30 minutes from Mostar, we stop at the most charming little village of Počitelj, a medieval stone town carved into the hillside, literally. Every staircase and ruin and crumbling wall feels like it's frozen in time. But what really brought this whole village to life were the locals. We met women selling fresh fruit and homemade pomegranate and cherry juices outside the rows of stone homes. And their warmth made this place feel more than historic. It felt lived in and personal. This connection is going to be finished soon. They're in the testing process, but it will connect Split and Sarajevo within, I think, under an hour, he was saying. So it's going to be a new toll road to connect cities much faster. Exploring Počitelj wasn't just about the beauty of the old stone walls, although they were beautiful. It was also about connecting with the people who still call this place home, which is currently just under 800 residents. Now we're headed to the Kravica waterfalls, kravice, and we found out that more than 5,000 people visit these waterfalls every day, so we're one of many. Let's go. It's also crazy to see there's literally cars from everywhere in this parking lot. Italy, Deutschland, Serbia, Poland, everywhere.
You see? Netherlands.
Netherlands,
Zagreb.
Zagreb,
Croatia. Zagreb.
everywhere.
Germany. Czech Republic.
Every car is from a different place. It's insane. Yeah, these are uneven. So they're glossy.
You see this house?
Yeah.
There. 15 years. I was searching who is the guy, who is the boss. I want to
Wow.
rent for the 6 months. And I will
Ah,
pay for the 6 months
Yeah.
already. I want just with 8-bed kitchen, and there you have land where you can, like some people coming with a tent.
Yeah.
In a night, like guitar, fire,
amazing.
park 15 years.
Aber noch mehr.
I didn't know who is the guy.
Yeah.
And I find the guy last year.
Ah.
But what does happen? There is the 4 brother and one sister. You know how much money I need just to rebuild this and to pay them 5 of them.
Oh my god.
Somewhere in the Cuba.
If there's one place near Mostar that proves Bosnia's natural beauty rivals some of the best in Europe, it's Kravica Falls. Often called the Niagara of the Balkans, it's a favorite summer hangout for locals and even made its own cinematic appearance in the film The Hitman's Bodyguard with Antonio Banderas.
This table or there? It's better close to the water.
Okay, there.
All right, we're going this way, this way, this way. He said to meet him this way. This one?
It's got a bit of squeeze in it.
Oh yeah.
It's flying.
Vkusno.
Words, but I don't fly.
You don't.
All right, here we go into swimming in paradise. San Antonio Banderas. That's nice. A brain hema?
Oh my god, it's safe.
Ah, I don't like that. Oh, so they're right by her. Bye. Oh my god, don't tell me this.
I'm sure they're harmless.
Don't tell me this. Apparently there was a water snake. Don't tell me this. All right. Here we go. I'm like, we're on the lookout for snakes. If one comes, I'm swatting it.
Sweetie, let's not beat up wildlife. Get a good shot of this because I don't have my phone. I don't have any photos of this. I'm relying on you.
We're with a sweet Italian man, and this is very cold for him. There he goes! Ta-da! Tucked away about 40 minutes from Mostar, this stunning horseshoe-shaped waterfall stretches nearly 120 meters wide and drops around 25 meters into a crystal clear pool. The Kravica is more than just a pretty place to swim. It's part of the Trebizond River ecosystem, which plays a key role in local agriculture, wildlife, and community life. For many Bosnians, these waterfalls are a symbol of peace, nature, and a way of reconnecting with simpler joys after decades of conflict. As tourism in Bosnia grows, Kravica has become a hotspot, bringing in much-needed revenue and helping to support nearby towns like Ljubuški. But with more visitors comes more pressure. Increased litter, overcrowding in peak months, and strain on the natural environment. local efforts have started to improve infrastructure and introduce more sustainable practices like limiting parking zones and encouraging ecotourism, but there still is some more work to do. Still standing in front of these falls, mist in the air, wind in my hair, people laughing and swimming, you can feel the magic that makes this place so loved. And as the sun starts to dip and our tour winds down, Kravice was the perfect last stop on a day full of beauty, history, and the kind of moments that make travel like this unforgettable. If you ever find yourself in Mostar, you need to come to this Centar grill. It's so delicious, it's so incredibly affordable. It was so good, we literally came back here again tonight after coming here last night. And the people who own it are just so lovely. It was always busy when we went in, so that's always a good sign.
Of like Bosnian people and tourists.
Yes, that's a great sign too. And Bosnian food in general, we've just found has been so simple but done so incredibly well. It's like meats and vegetables that are just done beautifully.
If you're a vegetarian though, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, this might be a bit of a tougher place.
Yeah.
I think they just don't really they don't really understand the vegetarian, the veggie. They're like, it's veggie or it's normal. Why are you not normal?
Yeah.
You know? It's that type of vibe. But anyway, it's been delicious and would highly recommend the Centar Grill in Mostar. It was so good. After a full day exploring Bosnia and Herzegovina's history and natural beauty, we ended it exactly how I would have wanted to, wandering through the heart of Old Town Mostar. The golden light made the stone alleyways glow. Passing every corner felt like a step back in time. Artisan shops lined the cobbled streets, and still full from our incredible dinner, we let the flow of the city guide us, and then there it was, the most iconic view in Mostar, the Stari Most Old Bridge. Originally built in the 16th century during the Ottoman Empire, it's one of the most iconic landmarks in all of the Balkans. It was destroyed in the war in the 1990s and later rebuilt, and it stands today not just as a bridge, but as a symbol of resilience and unity. And yes, locals still leap from the 24-meter high height into the river below, continuing a tradition that dates back centuries. It's easy to feel something here in Old Town. Despite everything this place has lived through, the energy is light, warm, and full of life. The people here are proud to share their culture, their food, and their stories with anyone who wants to listen. Mostar doesn't just welcome you, it invites you to slow down and take it all in, and remember what connection really looks like. Baby, that is completely inappropriate, both for me and for the people of the internet.
Depends what internet.
True. We're home. We're back from our big day on the tour. It was so incredible. We just were talking about how incredible it was. And it was a big... Sorry, I'm sitting on you.
It's better if you get fully on me rather than halfway.
I just tooted.
Caught on camera. And all of a sudden Jonathan's been on the meat train.
It's the meat sweats, you know what I mean? Like the meat farts.
But not me, because I'm a lady and ladies never fall.
Okay, honey, you had the garlic chicken too.
Hey, but no toots for me.
As if. It's a tutelage type of day. I look interesting from this angle.
That's all angles, baby. That's how you look.
We were just talking about how incredible it was. It was a big day out, lots of stops, lots of like, such a diverse experience really, but it was super fun. Everything from the really sort of intense personal, historical, personal stories from this morning. I think I said personal twice. Intense personal, historical, personal stories.
Very personal.
Very personal. And just, we were talking again about how it is lucky to hear those stories from him and how hard it must be for him to say those stories again and again on all these tours. And this was Miran, and there was also another brother, Miran, after Hostel Miran. He explained that his father named them that because he was so drunk that he forgot his son was named Miran, and then said, I'm gonna have a son named Miran. And then all the friends were like, you already have a son named Miran. So he said, okay, make it an M, Miram. And I still don't know if that is true or if he made that up.
I think it's gotta be somewhat true. Like, why would they both have that same name?
And he really had this like convincing story when we were starting out the tour with that. So it was interesting.
We've all been there.
We've
all forgot our son's name.
He also then said that in Mostar they make their kids swim by tossing them in the river. And if the kid can't swim, the dad will jump in to get them, which I think that's true.
I think that happens lots of places. Like in lots of water places.
They say, go for it, honey.
Yeah.
Give yourself a go. So lots of interesting stories about Mostar. And then we were saying...
It kind of reminds me of like insert a clip here of those baby videos where they throw the baby in and the baby's like drowning.
Oh my god.
They're like, it's teaching the baby to swim.
But just like, it was very clear that even now, 20 years down the line, going back into those memories, almost 30 years down the line, going back into some of those memories clearly is really hard, and it takes you back to it. And yeah, it was lucky to hear those real stories from someone firsthand. I don't remember lots of times in my life where I've gotten to have that experience. And then even like our tour group was really lovely. There was only 6 of us, and they were a really great mix. Specifically, we made one friend with an Italian guy who was so sweet, and everyone was just so kind and was like very easy to get along with. So it made the day like so enjoyable. It was such a blast.
And this is very common in Mostar. I kind of like the big one that everyone talked about was this hostel. But I highly recommend it kind of seems that all the hostels do this. So I highly recommend if you go to Mostar to stay at a hostel and do one of these tours.
Yeah.
It was a whole day. It was 55 euros. I feel like the value was pretty good.
Yeah. After breakfast, we were talking about its transportation to all of these places as well. Like, we could just jump back in our car and get to the next place, and we were going all over Herzegovina and like all over different areas.
You got some fruit.
We got some free fruit that was incredible.
Dessert.
We got entry to where the waterfalls were, which is normally 10 euros. It was really worth it to me. It was such a fun day, and having only a shorter amount of time here in Mostar, it was such a great way to like get a really personal experience with someone and with like a family that lives here. And like many of the hostels we've stayed at in the Balkans and Eastern Europe, it's very much a family-run hostel.
Also, a little behind-the-scenes fact is Jonathan holds up the camera during this whole talking part. I thought this was going to be 2 minutes, but Jonathan's a yapper, yapping. And his arm, is very strong.
It's how I've like literally gained muscle on this arm on this trip. Literally, look at that. Oh, flex. Because I literally, by the end, I'm like this. So, anything else you want to say?
No, you're the one yap.
No, I had a lot to say. I had a great day.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
And now we are gonna go pick up a very special friend tomorrow.
We're off to Sarajevo and we are meeting Catherine. So, next time you see us...
Take a photo with her iconic coconut bob.
Next time you see us, she will be right here. We can squeeze her face. And yeah, we're so excited to see her. We're gonna take another bus to Sarajevo tomorrow, and we'll see you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye!
In Mostar, history doesn't just live in the museums. It's told in the eyes and the smiles of the people, the cracks in the walls, and the stories passed down with pride. And maybe that's what travel is really for. Not to escape the world, but to understand it.
And we're just
Wait, redo it, because
when you look up from an angle, you know you're a baddie. That is completely inappropriate. Both for me and for the people of the internet.
Depends what internet.
True.
They're good.
So anything else you want to say?
No, you're the one yapping on me rather than halfway.
I just tooted.